China already has one of the largest militaries in the world, but in recent years it has focused heavily on expanding one specific area, its navy. New warships, aircraft carriers, submarines, and missile systems are being built at a massive scale, and this isn't happening just for prestige. China wants a bigger navy because its economy, security, and global ambitions depend increasingly on the oceans. The first reason is trade. China became an economic superpower through manufacturing and exports, which means it relies heavily on global shipping routes. Huge amounts of China's oil, raw materials, and exports travel through the sea, especially through choke points like the Strait of Malacca and the South China Sea. If those routes were disrupted during a conflict, China's economy could face serious pressure very quickly. Building a larger navy helps China protect those supply lines and reduce vulnerability. This is especially important because geography creates a strategic problem for China. The country is surrounded by a chain of islands and U.S.-aligned partners stretching from Japan to Taiwan to the Philippines. In a major conflict, these areas could potentially restrict Chinese naval movement into the wider Pacific. China sees this as a long-term weakness. A stronger navy gives it a better chance of pushing beyond these barriers and operating farther from its coastline. Taiwan is another major reason. China views Taiwan as extremely important both politically and strategically. But controlling or pressuring Taiwan is not just an air or land issue, it's a naval one. Any major operation around Taiwan would depend heavily on sea control, blockades, logistics, and protection against outside intervention. A larger and more advanced navy increases China's ability to operate in that environment. There's also the issue of global influence. Historically, many of the world's strongest powers were also dominant naval powers. The British Empire controlled key shipping routes through naval strength, and today, the United States maintains global influence partly because its navy can operate almost anywhere in the world. China understands that economic power alone does not automatically create global influence. If it wants to protect investments, secure trade routes, and project power internationally, it needs naval reach. That's why China has also expanded its presence beyond East Asia. It has invested in ports, overseas infrastructure, and even military-related facilities in strategic locations connected to global trade. These projects help support long-distance shipping and potentially future naval operations. Instead of remaining a purely regional power, China is trying to build the capabilities of a global one. Technology also matters. Modern naval competition is no longer just about the number of ships. It includes missiles, submarines, drones, cyber systems, and long-range detection. China has invested heavily in these areas to challenge traditional naval dominance, especially near its own region. Rather than trying to match the United States ship for ship everywhere immediately, China is building systems designed to make nearby waters more difficult and dangerous for rival navies. So the reason China wants a bigger navy is not simply because it wants more ships. It's because China's economy depends on maritime trade, its geography creates strategic vulnerabilities, and its long-term ambitions require the ability to protect interests far beyond its own coastline. In modern geopolitics, global power and naval power are deeply connected, and China knows that if it wants to become a true global superpower, control of the seas matters.